KCC105, week number 4, we're talking about financial indexes. I said there's only 2 videos. I lied. There's a third. We need to make sure we can calculate the percentage change for our indexes. I've been carrying on about my ice cream data. Well, here's the prices. Bureau of Labor Statistics website. You can find that website on Blackboard for your data. A month-by-month index. Check out that formula. Hopefully you remember that from the first video. Long-term index. What just happened? Long-term index, there's the formula. You'll see the dollar signs, in other words, F4. And then we have the long-term index calculated all the way down. We need to calculate now, percentage change for both of these indexes. So I'm going to go down to the bottom of my data, down here at the bottom. And down at the bottom, I'm actually going to highlight these nice and bright yellow. How come? Because the bright yellow tells me where my answer is going to be, sets it apart. For the month by month, here we go. Time for a formula. Equals. I'm going to type average. You'll see it down there, so I double click it. And average wants some numbers. Well, what numbers am I going to average? How about all those indexes I've been calculating? So I just got to scroll all the way back up, highlight those, close the parenthesis, and hit enter, and it gives me an average right here. How do I interpret that? Whatever your number is, you're going to subtract it from 100. So that number minus 100, I would have 0. Forgive me for that. I got to go down to new box. If I subtract 100 for that, I don't even need to do fancy calculators. Take 100 away, I know I'm left with 0.1112. Take 100 away, and all that's left is the decimal part. And that is, you don't have to move the decimal or anything, that is the monthly percentage change. Just like that. If you take the month-by-month index, average them, and look at that formula in Excel, equals average, and highlight the data. If you take the average, get rid of the 100, you have a monthly percentage change. Just that simple. Now, if you were a business person looking at this, that percentage change is so small, you really can't make any prediction by it. And remember, if you look at the graph, it was up and down anyways. There's no sense in predicting. We can calculate it, but you're never going to do anything with that. You just kind of put it on a shelf and say, well, that's the monthly change. However, the long-term index, we can actually do something. And this one I like because you don't have to do virtually any calculations. 115 is my last index. What did I start with? Hopefully you know this answer. Indexes always start at 100. Subtract those two. That's it. Just subtract them. Once again, I can do this without any fancy math. I can do this in my brain. 115 minus 100, I'm left with 15.2778. And once again, that is a percentage. 15.2778%. Don't have to move the decimal or anything. Just get rid of the 100 and put a percent sign. And that is equal to the, that is equal to the total. Because remember, the long term, I'm looking at the whole group, the whole time period, the total 10-year percentage change. So this actually does mean something. This one right here, it's so tiny, you say, what, it's barely any percentage change, and if you look at the graph, it's up and down anyways. But this one, this actually means something. This means over 10 years, ice cream prices have gone up 15%. Okay, that doesn't tell me what the price is going to be tomorrow, and it doesn't tell me what the price is going to be in the next 10 years. But it's a good summary. Over 10 years, it's changed 15%. And you could compare that to other things. Maybe, has my salary gone up 15%? Has other things, I'm talking about ice cream, what if we talk about, say, meat prices or produce or maybe gas prices? It's gone up 15% in 10 years. So this percentage change, that helps us compare it to other values over 10 years. This one, sometimes it's useful. In this case, it really is not telling me anything. It's so tiny. Either way, from the first 2 videos, you found out how to take a month-by-month indexes, long-term indexes. Now, you just have to do a calculation at the end to give me a monthly and a total, a 10-year percentage change. Both of those calculations I will look for in your week 4 assignments. And you notice here I put them nice in yellow. You could also pick some other colors here. Okay, I'm thinking blue for this one. I'll pick bright green for this one. But you see what I'm doing. I'm highlighting those answers so that when I look at it, I've got to look through 20 of the 20 spreadsheets. If you're highlighting like this, it makes my job easier. I'm more easily able to pick out your answers. So I think that's a good practice for you to do. All right, take stock of it all. You're going to find data on BLS website. You're going to calculate month-by-month index. You're going to calculate long-term index, and you get some percentages to calculate and label for me. That's a week 4 assignment. It's a lot to talk about, but once you get into the spreadsheet, I think it should go downhill fairly quickly. Once again, any questions, shoot me an email.